Hey guys, I'm like super excited to be here. So I'm the guy from the energy drinks, as you might notice, and our head of marketing, Michael, stands over there, comes up with. Oh yes, okay, thank you, man. Comes up with this idea that we just hand out some marketing stuff, and I was like, okay, we have thousands of those energy drinks, and. Yeah, he was like, okay, let's hurry up. We have to hand them out. And I was like, okay, it's 9 o'clock, so don't hurry. But he was like, okay, you have to put them on the table before you start your presentation. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to tell me, but yeah, I hope you enjoy your energy drinks. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Revesz. I'm a project manager, as lovely host already mentioned. And sorry for that, just checked like a little bit. And as you might hear, I'm from Germany. And most of you guys will know Internet X from domain business. We manage about 3.8 million domains. But I think my fellow Mrs. Schindler will mention that later in her keynote. And does any one of you know Guy Kawasaki? So, yeah? Yeah, guy, he's great. I love him. And he once mentioned, and because I'm not that good at presentations, there's one quote I love from him. He once said that high-tech speakers have two common qualities, most of them. He heard about hundreds of them, and he said the common qualities are, first of, they suck, and second, they go long. So that is a deadly combination. So when you suck and your speech is slow, it's fine, just do it. And if your speech is great and you go long, it's also fine. But if you suck and you go long, it's like being stupid and arrogant at the same time. So I will promise you, I will keep that as short as possible for you, okay? So let's go back to my person, just to close the circle. I was like about 9 years old when I started programming, coding and stuff. And was really excited about gaming, and I wanted to know how things are done. And when I was about 15 years old, I started my first company with my dad, actually. And about 3 years later, I hired at a company of my best friend. And he did something completely weird in those times. He sold CDs over the internet. It was like super funky in this time. It was like 15 years ago. And I started working there, and I went to my boys and was like, hey, I'm working at the fancy company, we're selling CDs. And it was like, they were like, are you crazy? No one wants to buy CDs over the internet. They want to just feel it, read through the booklet, and want to have this in their hands. And all other guys also did that. So some outlet owners and like big companies in Germany had the same opinion. And so in the end, we know what happened. Today, we download music. So, and none of those outlet owners take the next curve, did the next step. And we were like, or my best friend was like super successful. He listed his company at the stock exchange, become super successful, super rich, and was like fantastic. And he was talking to his investors and was like, okay, the next step we have to do is we just have to rip those CDs and give it like digital. And all the investors and stockholders were like, that's impossible. There's no storage in this world which can hold all those data. So it's impossible, we won't do that. In the end, the company gets sold, there's no more company left. And like specialists like Amazon, like Apple, invented it new, like now you download your stuff. And what I wanted to say is that you need to go to the next level, take the next curve. Just don't lose touch. And I will come to that story later. But first of all, I have 3 questions for you. First question, is somewhere in the audience who ever used cloud products for their personal things like iCloud, Google Drive, like personal stuff for their photos and stuff? Is there someone? Okay, like 50%. The others are a little bit too shy. Then next question, is somewhere in the audience who does cloud for business things? So like Salesforce and stuff. Sure, okay. This guy, okay, over there. And the last question is actually somewhere here who creates cloud products, services, or do like hosting services. Yeah, like infrastructure as a service and stuff. Okay, that's interesting. So here's, okay, you won't see anything. That's like, that's Europe. And as you can see, it's fantastic for me. Because as you can see in Germany, only 11% of the companies actually use or actually are in the cloud business. And for me, it's fantastic. Like, okay, there is like a super huge piece of the cake for me, or for you, just to make some business. And I have another, like a number for you. Like 25% of those people are not into cloud at all. They're not even thinking about cloud. So that means that's the good news are today, even if you're not into cloud business yet, there's still a piece of cake, relax, you can still do some business. So let's go deeper into the market. What do you think is the overall market size of cloud services in Europe? How many €1,000 or million or billion euros? Is there someone like just shout out? No one? Okay. It's like, oh, that's the wrong button. I'm not into that technical stuff. It's like 19 billion euros. And that's a big number, isn't it? Okay, kind of special effects. All right, there you go. So it's about $19 billion. That's a big number in Europe, but to be honest, it's like a quarterly profit of Apple. So what does it tell us? It's a big number. It tells us that there is a industry, a big industry already. But that tells us that there's a way to go. And with 19 billion euros of market size, we actually can say cloud services come mainstream. Cloud services are nothing special anymore. So like 1-2 years ago, the CEO of a company said, okay, we have to go into the cloud business. It's very important. Then the sysadmin said, okay, we take Synology, a private cloud, put it in our network. Now we're ready for the cloud. That's not enough anymore. You have to go on the next curve. It's just, yes. So let's have even a deeper look on the market. And as you see, in 2018, we think the cloud market will be about, market size will about 30 billion euros. That's a CRG of about 17%. So that's a big thing, but it's not that easy. It's not something like, okay, we just leave it as it is and we got more money. No, it's not easy as it is. As you can see on the left side, the customer demands will increase like direct proportional to the market size. And we put some demands on the presentation, but you can say it with one word, and I think that's all about in cloud. But tell me if it's not that. Like, cloud is all about flexibility. So our customers want to be flexible, but not only flexible for how you can size your cloud services or something like that. They want to have to be full flexibility. It's like contract flexibility. It's like everything has to be flexible. And yeah, it's some story. I talk a lot about cloud services and stuff with consumers and our customers, our resellers. And most important thing is that if you think about flexibility, I asked you before if there's someone in here who does like infrastructure as a service. Do you think cloud services are flexible for someone who offers cloud services? Do you think that the cloud services are flexible for whatever, like Amazon Web Services? Or just think about it, because for us, it's not flexible. It's everything but flexible. So that is what you have to keep in mind. You have to make it flexible for your customers and not for yourself. So a lot of people come to me and say like, okay, now that's not flexible. I have to buy hardware and stuff, and like super unflexible. But that's it. That's it. So just make sure to make it flexible for your customers. And that brings me to a point when someone talks about flexibility and stuff, and I told you I'm from Germany, and you hear that, okay, I know that. And I came here by plane, and I think that's the perfect example how cloud works today, like the modern aircrafts and thing, and the aircraft business and stuff. And I talked to our head of marketing and was like, okay, always I talk about cloud service and stuff. There's one picture coming up in my mind, and it's me sitting in a plane. And I think it's just me, I don't know, it's just every time I come into a plane, I think the seats are getting smaller. And I have this picture in my mind sitting in the airplane, and the stewardess is bumping with the beverage trolley, and I'm bumping my neighbor and stuff. So I said to her marketing staff, can you just visualize it something for me that I can show in my presentation? And they come up with this picture, and this showing me in a seat not fitting for my size, and I think that's just the perfect explanation for how cloud works. Most of the cloud providers today just put all those guys in one plane, doesn't care how small or big the seat is. You just put it inside, and you have kind of interaction. So I'm sitting here next to the corridor, and what's the deal with that? The stewardess can pass with the beverage trolley. So there's always a kind of interaction with me and my neighbors and stewardess and with the plane and everything. So what they could do is just give me a bigger seat. So in the economy class, just put a bigger seat in, but then no one could pass the corridor. So they say, okay, let's go to the first class. There we have like bigger seats, and there's plates and stuff, but comfort is always direct proportional to the cost of the flight. And then I'm beginning to, I think the word is snoring, like yeah, when I sleep. And so there's still some interaction with other. And that exactly describes what we are doing at InternetX. We deliver you a private plane, but for the costs of a normal flight. and we call it the Reseller Cloud. And it was actually never that easy to set up your own dedicated cloud infrastructure within seconds, instantly. So we turned the whole thing around, and we heard something about OpenStack, and I love OpenStack. But to be honest, OpenStack is like, wow, you need your own division in your company to use OpenStack. That's like super huge. So we decided to turn everything around, to make it easy to use, to make it like instantly happen, and give you the possibility of a dedicated cloud system. Not like all the other guys who do sharing on stuff, but also give you the possibility to have all the pros of a dedicated system. So it's actually that easy. There are 3 steps. You choose the size of your reseller cloud package, you size your instances, and there you go, and can push it to your customer or use it for your own projects. It's a 3-step thing, and our software intelligence decides which virtualization is the best for your project, and sets up projects like, we caring about those stuff, and you don't have like your own division which is caring about what's the best technology. You still have the benefits of our award-winning service, of our ISO-certified data centers. We all put this together in a one-click user interface called ISAC. It's just super simple. We have secure API for you to integrate it and offer it to your customers, and offer them a dedicated cloud solution. You have like tons of options and possibilities. And that's it. I would love to speak to you about our product and our booth, and discuss how we can just push your business with our Reseller Cloud. Thank you very much.